What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Kosher Nostra back at you guys with another sneaker review, unboxing, and of course that on-feet look with the sock combo to match, guys. Let's jump right into another review. Alright guys, the third one of these we've done for the channel. Of course, with the twos, we've got the black version of that same box that we saw with the ones. Only difference was the ones came in a white box. The Zoom Freak 2, the colorway on this bad boy is vintage green slash pistachio frost. Pretty interesting colors right there, guys. In a size 11 and retailing for $120, guys. Let's pull this pair out the box and see what we have in store for us today, guys. Let's get it. Alright guys, there we have in hand the Nike Zoom Freak 2 in the Bamo colorway. These are pretty clean in my opinion. I like these. Green is my favorite color, so you know these were tugging at my heartstrings a little bit, guys. But forest green is probably my least favorite version of green. I'm definitely more of a candy apple, kind of brighter green. That's definitely a little bit more in my wheelhouse. Definitely what I think of when I think of green, or just kind of like your more traditional Ninja Turtle green, and not so much this sort of darkened kind of forest green, which really screams Milwaukee green in my opinion, guys. This particular colorway has really been thrown together to be a nod to the Bucks and their jerseys, which I think is an interesting thing and sort of to be expected from at least one colorway, right? With the Zoom Freak ones, there was that sort of light cream colorway, which came very, very late in the releases of the Zoom Freak ones. That colorway goes hard in my opinion, one of my favorite releases from the Zoom Freak ones, and it matched that Cream City jersey really, really well. So guys, with the Zoom Freak 2s in this here Bamo colorway, they've done something similar, and they've sort of paired one of these Zoom Freak 2 releases to match one of Giannis's Milwaukee Bucks jerseys. And guys, they did a pretty good job with these. The shoe actually features mesh, nylon, and leather throughout, so you've got sort of a combination of materials, as we tend to see with a lot of these basketball sneakers, especially some of these lower end, lower tiered price point shoes. You see a lot of materials being used and thrown together to kind of bring the silhouette together. And overall, guys, I think they executed it pretty well. You've got clean hits throughout, and couple that with the sort of gummed sole on the bottom, guys, and all in all, you have another pretty clean colorway from the Zoom Freak 2s. Now, over here, this is actually the third colorway to drop, even though this is actually, I want to say, the fourth colorway that we've seen sort of promoted. That white cement colorway has yet to drop, but guys, we're only about a week or less away from seeing that white cement colorway hit shelves. Some places we're getting these and dropping these a little bit early, guys. I want to say I actually picked these up maybe a day or so early, but by the time I'm slapping this review all together for you guys, these things will pretty much be out everywhere. You should be able to find these on shelves, with the exception of some stores that just haven't necessarily gotten their shipment in, because guys, everything's been a little bit weird. Everything's been sort of up in the air. Some of these release dates have been pushed forward, some get pushed back, and so forth. And so as far as the shoe itself, we've got sort of that mesh textile hit all over the actual toe box of the shoe, again with that very, very dark Milwaukee Buck green dominating all of that. We see that color used on the toe box, the medial and lateral portion of the shoe, basically everywhere on the shoe. It's going to be on the tongue of the shoe, the laces of the shoe, and really guys, the only places we're not going to see Milwaukee Buck green is going to be on the actual swoosh itself, a few accent pieces, the sock liner, the inside of the tongue, and then guys, we have some of that sort of graffiti, Bamo, camo, colored pattern, making one last little hit right there underneath that heel pull, which I think is a nice little dope addition. I actually like that camo-esque print. I think it really, really sells this shoe. If you look closely, especially on the swoosh, you can see that the actual print, the actual camo, you know, texture, it's actually comprised of the word freak in different fonts, different directions, different sizes. So pretty cool how they went with that. Same pattern back there on that back heel portion, which you can really, really see when you're looking dead on at the booty of that shoe. And then guys, couple that with all this sort of dark kind of burnt orange that we see on the inside sock liner, on the back of the tongue, on the stitching in places such as on the actual tongue, on the Freak logo itself, the stitching on portions of the actual swoosh on that lateral side of the shoe. And then guys, when we turn and look at the medial side of the shoe, where we've seen the 34 kind of thrown into play, you'll see that it's actually missing on this colorway. You've got another hit of burnt orange on that sort of miniaturized Nike swoosh stitched right back there. And then guys, it all kind of sits atop this sort of mint, I guess what they would call that sort of pistachio green midsole, which I think is a nice little touch, whether you're looking at the lateral side of the shoe, the medial side of the shoe, the back booty of the shoe. I actually really like that pistachio sort of mint green color, and it plays off that forest green quite nicely. And then guys, that sits atop that gum sole, which of course is going to be separated, as guys this shoe features a decoupled outsole, which is really going to allow you to make a lot of explosive movements and pivots, whether they be you exploding forward, exploding to the side when you're making some of those bigger Euro steps that Giannis is pretty well known for. Them decoupling that outsole really allows the front and back half of that shoe to sort of shift appropriately depending on how you're moving, how you're landing on the court, how you're striking the court, what traction you have on the court at that point. And guys, speaking of traction, I definitely dig the traction pattern on this shoe, especially on the front half of the shoe, as you've got sort of this radial pattern that emanates right out from the ball of your big toe, really sort of radiates out there into a lot of sort of smaller nubs, while the traction on that back half portion of the decoupled outsole is going to feature a little bit more storytelling coming into play, where you see all of the sort of names of Giannis's family and brothers thrown in there, and this sort of weird kind of graffiti family tree that they've used to decorate the back half of that outsole. Pretty cool, guys. You can see the names of his parents, Charles and Veronica, right in between the two portions of the decoupled outsole. And then guys, as far as performance and fit, these things, in my opinion, are a great performance shoe. Of course, some of the things are a little bit more minimal in terms of the cushioning and things like that. However, guys, you do have zoom units up in the forefront of the shoe, which is a vast improvement on the Freak ones, which featured that little rectangle zoom air bag in the back heel of the shoe, which really made no sense at all to me because, guys, there was no cushioning in the forefront of the shoe. And even though that you do actually see the word air zoom thrown on the back half of the shoe on the medial side of the shoe, it is a little bit misleading, guys, because there's no zoom airbag back there. There is just the cushioning from the outsole and really from the midsole. But guys, it's pretty plush. That midsole is very thick, very forgiving, very spongy, very springy. I love the way these things feel on feet. I like lows. I think they're really versatile, not just in being a basketball shoe, but really in being a little bit more of an everyday shoe. It's a little bit more lightweight, a little bit more forgiving, a little bit easier to wear all day long without really kind of hating yourself for the shoe selection that you made. And guys, honestly, I think these really do a great job, whether it's locking you in with that sort of heel cup to the actual footbed of the shoe, where all that cushioning can come into play when you're landing and jumping and things like that. The fact that they featured the sort of outrigger portion on the medial side of the actual shoe. Again, another component that really locks you down in a forgiving manner. It feels good on feet, but guys, it also keeps you in place and really gives you the confidence to make all the decisive moves that you want to make on a basketball court. Unlike some of the shoes from Nike basketball, looking at the PG4s especially, guys, the containment system on that shoe is just terrible. But me, guys, I'm sold on this shoe. I love how they feel on feet, whether it's the cushioning, the grip, the lockdown that this shoe provides. Guys, I'm a big fan. I love what they've done with these Freak 2s. I know some people are not digging them as much aesthetically as they were digging those Freak 1s. People really fell in love with that sort of oversized reverse swoosh, which I feel like if people complain enough, you might see that make a return to the Zoom Freak 3s. However, guys, that oversized swoosh has been a staple even with these Zoom Freak 2s, as you see it on the lateral side of the shoe right there. Really one of the more defining features of this shoe. Guys, give this shoe a shot. I think you'll really like how they feel, how they respond on court. You'll enjoy playing in these things. Definitely one of my favorite options from Nike basketball right now, guys. Let's check these things out on feet. Y'all know what to do. Comment, like, subscribe. Throw me a question down below, guys. I'll try to hit y'all back prompt. Thank you for rocking with me and my reviews. Means the world to me, guys. Can't stress that to you guys enough. Stay blessed, fam. Stay safe. Support each other. All that good noise. Love. Peace.